everybody, it's Cookie-thon. It's finally here. I'm Nancy. Whoop, let me close the door. I'm Nancy with Sweet Traditions, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can decorate some fun pumpkins for the holiday season. We're going to do a lot of different textures, so let's get started. These are super easy and really beginner friendly. So, before I get started, I just want to remind you all that if you want to be entered into the giveaway for all the prizes for today's fabulous Cookie-thon, go to the website and register today by midnight tonight. And that'll put you in the running for all the great prizes. There are some great prizes, guys, so don't forget to do that. Okay, our first cookie, we're going to work on this really pretty crackle cookie. And it is so easy, you won't even believe it. So what we do is we're going to have our pumpkin cookie cutter. And I'm using the same cutter. You can use whatever pumpkin cutter you have. So whatever you want to use is great. So what I'm going to do is, get out of my bag here. I have just my cookie cutter, my cookie dough that I just cut out. It's totally raw. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it. Now to do this technique, you can do whatever color you want, but you do need to do white. You do need to add some white to it because the white the titanium oxide in the white will actually be what helps crackle your cookies. So just be sure you add some white gel color to whatever color you choose to do. I'm trying to see if I could see you guys. Oh my gosh, I don't want to hear myself. Let's turn the volume down. Okay, I can't see your comments, so if you have any, I will be glad to answer any questions afterwards. So, but like I was saying, make sure you add your white to your color. And so what I did was I chose to use some turquoise because I love turquoise. So you just mix it up, really easy. And I tend to paint with the contours of the cookie, but you can do this however you want. Make sure you put it on a little thick. You want to cover this whole cookie with your gel color. Now this is not icing. This is just white gel color mixed with some turquoise gel color. That's all it is. Okay, so that's all painted. Okay, once this is painted, you're going to put it in the oven. You're going to bake it according to your regular recipe, however long you bake your cookies for. Then when it comes out of the oven, it's like magic. You'll have this beautiful texture that'll come out, which I love. You can use it for all different kinds of applications. It's great for anything rustic. So we're going to put this aside for right now, and then we're going to do our next cookie. So our next cookie we're going to add is a the sound too low, guys? I'm trying to turn it up. Okay, see if that's any better. Okay, our next one we're going to do is this hammered metal look, and that's really easy as well. So I start each one of these cookies by doing an oval, and then I'm just going to fill it in, and then once you pipe it, you're going to let it crust for just a little bit, just enough so it starts to get hard on the top. And again, if you guys have any questions, please post them in the comments, and as soon as I'm done, I'll answer them for you. And there's also a list of all the supplies that with the Cookie-a-thon pages that Nancy has put in the files. And these will all be ready on replay. So if you missed part of it, you can go back and watch it again. Okay. I'm not doing my best flooding because I'm in a hurry. Okay. So once this is done, and you have your whole cookie flooded, you're going to sit here and let it dry for just a hot minute, so that way it can start to crust on the top. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for just a second so it can do that, so that way I can show you the next technique. Now this is going to be like a board or wood, and all I basically did was flood my cookie, let it dry. It's still not rock solid, and I'm just going to scratch some lines in it. And again, you can do this however you want to. Okay, and then once that's done, I'm going to make a mess. Okay, this is just a diluted solution of some gel color. And I use Everclear. Some people prefer to use water. You can do it either way. And I'm just going to paint this. And what happens is the parts that you scratch will be highlighted. And giving you a really nice rustic look. And you can see that this side is a little deeper. I did these yesterday while this cookie was a little less dry. So that way the grooves are a little deeper and it looks a little bit more rustic. But you can do it either way, it'll work. So let's see if this guy is crusted at all. I'll try not to dump stuff on myself. Okay, so all this is going to be is that once this crusts over and it is reasonably dry, you're just going to take the end of your paintbrush, the end of a ball tool, whatever you have handy, and we're just going to mess up the nice flood that you just did and basically put holes in it and dent it up. And so once we do that, let me bring this back. Once we do that, we'll let it dry, and then we're going to paint it with a metallic paint. Now today I'm using some Rainbow Dust edible metallic paint, but you can use whatever your favorite is. Okay, and we just go ahead and paint this. Okay, and when you're done, it'll look like that. And so then that's your metallic. We're going to use this metallic again for another technique, just on some black, and do some stenciling, which is really, really easy. And I know some people don't have an airbrush, but this is a really easy way to airbrush without an airbrush. I didn't have an airbrush for a really long time, so I got creative and I used makeup sponges. These makeup sponges are super inexpensive. You can buy them at any drugstore or anything like that. It's a whole pack of them. You can rinse them out, but you know, they're so inexpensive that just choose one. But all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stencil just by dabbing this on here. And that way you get a stenciled look without having to have an airbrush. Again, if you're going to do this technique, you will need to have your cookie really dry. Yes, this is metallics. These are metallics. These are the Rainbow Dust metallic food paint. Trying to get over here. Okay. And then lift it up. And then you have that really pretty metallic finish. Let's see. Let's see if we can add this without messing the rest of it up. Of course I messed it up. Anyways, you guys get the idea. So then we'll have this metallic. Okay, so now we have the base of all of these cookies done. So let's get to the fun part and do some embellishing. Okay, these are the 4 cookies we're going to embellish. We'll put all their friends away. The table has too much stuff on it, guys. Okay, so what I'm using to embellish these cookies is I am going to be using some fondant. A lot of times I will mix my fondant with some modeling chocolate, which helps. The modeling chocolate will keep the fondant from getting, some people prefer the taste better than just plain fondant. It's your personal preference, whatever you want to do. All of it will work. I'm going to be using these little flowers that I made out of fondant. So they're super easy. You can do, on my group there's a tutorial on how you can make some of these by yourself. So that's a really great money saving tip, that you can make them yourself. But I do love to use these because, number one, I am a really, piping is not my gig. I'm not a piping girl. So these are super easy for me. I can make a bunch of them all at once. I really wanted to have all these colors be more fall, so I don't know if you can see this. So I basically took the reds, the yellows, and an orange, and to kind of tone them down and make them not so bright, I just added a little bit of brown to it. So that kind of gave me these really nice, kind of rustic-y looking fall colors. So that's what we're going to use. Okay. So use this big one just to show you because it's super easy. Now, if you, depending on the brand of fondant you use, your fondant might be a little bit soft. And if you are going to be using it in a mold, hi Jackie, if you're going to be using it in a mold, you might want to stiffen it up a little bit. The easiest way to do that is to add some Tylose powder. That will help your fondant be a little stiffer, which helps it come out of the molds easier. So that's just something to think about. If you don't have Tylose powder, sometimes you can add just a little bit of cornstarch and that will help stiffen it up a little bit. Another tip for that too is you can stick this mold with the fondant in it and stick it in the refrigerator, in the freezer for about 5 minutes, and it'll stiffen it up really, really nicely. And then you just pop them out. Super, super easy. Okay, so all you do for these, you're just gonna roll a blob of fondant and squish it in there. None of this is hard, guys. Everybody can do this. Okay. And then you just pop them out. Okay, and then you have really pretty flowers. Usually I make a bunch of these and I don't ever use them all at the same time. So what you can do is, once you have them made, take them, put them in a zip bag, put them in a Tupperware container, something that's airtight, keep them out of the sun, in a closet, in a drawer, wherever, They will last you for a really, really, really long time. The powder that I used is Tylose powder. You can get this on Amazon. Some places will have it and call it CMC powder. There's a bunch of different names for it, but this I get on Amazon because why not get everything on Amazon? Okay, but you can save these flowers and use them for a very, very long time. So, all right, so let's get going with this because we're running out of time. Okay, so another thing that we're going to use to embellish is we're going to use these really pretty leaves. Now, when I designed this set, I wanted to use all of my scraps, literally, not figuratively, literally. So this is scraps of wafer paper that I saved from another project. And so, yeah, paper punches that you get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, you know, use that 40% off coupon, oops. And it's as easy as just punching them. These, oops, wafer paper is edible. It really doesn't have any taste. So, again, we're just gonna put these on here, arrange them however you want to. I really don't have a ratio to dilute my gel color. I usually just put a little teeny bit on the end of a stylus and put it in a little bit and then kind of go from there. And if you get it too dark, you can definitely lighten it up by just putting some more water or Everclear in with it. And I will put links to this wafer paper. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Icing Images. There's a lot of different places. So now all I'm doing is I'm basically making like a little fake rope to put across this cookie. And the nice thing about this, guys, is you can do these any way you want to. There's no right or wrong way to arrange them. But one thing I do want to share with you is that you can, this in my cup, I'm having a little bit of a brain fart, is corn syrup. I use corn syrup as basically my cookie glue. And you can put it on the back of here and it'll help these to all stick. Okay. These will stick with just some water. But it's as easy as that, guys. They're super easy to do. You can arrange this any way you want to. Wafer paper is very, very forgiving. You can color it by just painting color onto it. It is very sensitive to water, so be very careful with water on your wafer paper because it will melt. Okay, so there's that one. But see how easy this is? All of you can do this. This is so easy to do. Okay? You could use these. And just arrange them how you want to. Put your leaves on, put your, flowers. And that's all there is to it. So it's a fast way to do a bunch of different textures for all of your cookies. And I think I'm pretty much about out of time. I have 42 seconds. So again, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll be glad to answer them in the comments as soon as I'm done. I will be back again at, what time? 11:40 Central Standard Time, and I'll be doing another tutorial for you. So enjoy. And these paper punches, I just saw a question. These paper punches were from Hobby Lobby. They were a set of 4, but in the supply list, there's a link to one that's on Amazon. So have a great day and happy cookie-thon, guys. Bye.